dezbateri, deprinderi, direcții, o perspectivă 3D.
Bine ați venit, dragi telespectatori! Sunt aici în studio împreună cu două persoane deosebite, Silvia și Uday BAGDAS,
Bună seara!
Soț și soție, și amândoi misionari pe câmpul de misiune în India. Silvia și Uday sunt căsătoriți din 2014, de pe 29 noiembrie. Au 3 copii, Abigail, Sophie și Joshua. Silvia este misionară în India din 2009, iar Uday s-a întors la Domnul în India. El provine dintr-o familie bogată pentru standardele Indiei, acolo unde nu ducea lipsă de nimic, chiar avea o mică afacere foarte prosperă. Și atunci când l-a primit pe Domnul, a lăsat totul, familia l-a renegat, l-a prigonit, a lăsat afacerea și s-a dedicat 100% lucrării pentru a răspândi Evanghelia până la marginile pământului, în jungla din nordul Indiei. Și Domnul i-a adus împreună pe Silvia și Uday și amândoi lucrează astăzi pentru a îndeplini marea trimitere a Domnului nostru Iisus Hristos. Duceți-vă și faceți ucenici din toate neamurile, botezându-i numele Fiul, Tatălui. Duceți-vă și faceți ucenici din toate neamurile, botezându-i numele Tatălui, al Fiului și al Sfântului Duh, și învățați să păzească tot ce v-am poruncit. Și iată că eu sunt cu voi în toate zilele până la sfârșitul veacului. Amin. Bine ați venit! Welcome, Silvia and Uday!
Mulțumesc!
Bine v-am găsit! Mulțumim frumos pentru invitație!
Silvia, aș vrea să ne spui câteva lucruri în primul rând despre tine. Cum te-ai întors la Domnul?
Pot să spun că Domnul m-a căutat de când eram copil și așa a făcut El ca să ne mutăm noi foarte, foarte aproape de casa Domnului. Și s-au făcut evangelizări cu copilașii. Am zis că să mergem și noi aveam o prietenă și m-a chemat. Hai, vino și tu. Aveam tot felul noi de preconcepții și păreri greșite despre pocăiți și tot felul de lucruri, dar totuși ne-am dus. Și vreau să vă spun că nu știu dacă a fost prima oară, dar mi-amintesc odată când Duhul lui Dumnezeu m-a atins și fratele Cristi Pavel, nu știu dacă dorește să-i menționez numele, dar eu am să fac lucrul ăsta, se ocupa de copii, cânta simplu, doar la orgă, și am simțit așa cum Dumnezeu mă atinge și cum mă simt o păcătoasă. Nu știam de ce, nu puteam să-mi explic, dar mă simțeam o păcătoasă. Pe parcurs am ascultat toate aceste evangelizări, am fost și am înțeles într-un sfârșit, am înțeles că Domnul Iisus este Cel care mă iubește și eram așa uimită. Este Cel care și-a dat viața pentru păcatele mele și am ales să-L urmez. Am fost prima din familia mea și mulțumesc lui Dumnezeu pentru asta. Apoi, mai târziu, mult mai târziu, și tata s-a întors la Dumnezeu, apoi mama. Dau slavă Domnului pentru asta și mergem pe calea Domnului.
Slavă Domnului! Cum te-ai decis să mergi în misiune în India?
Pot să spun că are un pic legătură tot cu copilăria. Apropo de ce investești în copil când e mic, da, învață-l pe copil când e mic, calea Domnului, și el nu se va depărta când va îmbătrâni. Da, eu și prietena mea, în special prietena mea, spunea, eu mă fac misionară. Și mă gândeam, și eu mă fac misionară, dar nu prea știam eu prea multe. Ce-o fi aia, cu ce se mănâncă, doar că noi ne facem misionari. Mai târziu, dorința aceasta a rămas în inima mea profund. Nu a plecat de la mine, m-a însoțit și am crescut în Domnul, am cunoscut mai bine. Bineînțeles că am activat și în biserică, slavă Domnului pentru asta. Și la un moment dat am zis, ok, trebuie un pic să mă opresc și să văd. Este dorința mea de om, pur și simplu, sau este ceva ce Dumnezeu a pus în inima mea și are un plan special în direcția aceasta, nu că aș fi mai specială, nici de cum. Și da, Dumnezeu mi-a vorbit foarte clar din Geneza, ieși din casa ta, din țara ta și eu îți voi arăta unde să mergi. Asta a fost chemarea. Iar apoi Dumnezeu mi-a dat clar confirmare că este vorba de India. Și aici sunt mult mai multe detalii, dar mulțumesc lui Dumnezeu. Eu credeam că Domnul mă cheamă în Africa. Ușor, ușor Domnul mi-a arătat că e vorba totuși despre India și Am mers prima oară în 2007, da, prima călătorie pe termen foarte scurt, pe termen scurt, o lună de zile cu fratele Edi și cu alți frați și surori, un grup de tineri. Și încă o dată Domnul mi-a dat confirmarea că, ok, asta este drumul pe care trebuie să-l aleg și asta e chemarea Lui pentru mine.
Slavă Domnului! Și iată, ai ajuns misionară în India la 10.000 de kilometri distanță de casă. Cum au fost primii ani de lucrare acolo, înainte să îl întâlnești pe Uday?
Pot să spun că au fost niște ani minunați, extraordinari. Și greu, într-adevăr, dar hai să trecem peste greu, că până la urmă suntem niște robi slujitori, robi netrebnici, slujitori ai Domnului, chemați să facă ceea ce fac de fapt. Da, am lucrat în echipa Mercy Ministry. Ei, lidera mea și fetele se ocupau în special mergeam în tabere, deci, ok, trebuie să reiau chestia asta. Am fost în DTS, în primul rând, Discipleship Training School. De acolo, după ce am terminat, m-am alăturat, am mai făcut încă un curs, tot în India, SOEPL, School of Evangelism, Pioneering and Leadership. Dar de acolo am văzut chemarea Domnului și m-am alăturat echipei Mercy Ministry, unde lidera noastră, Raynor, se ocupa în special de distribuirea de medicamente. Făceam un fel de tabere medicale și acolo ne împărțeam un pic pe două echipe. Unii împărțeau medicamente, alții ne rugam pentru cei care veneau acolo, dacă ei erau disponibili. Și vă spun că Dumnezeu lucra și a lucrat cu minuni. Au fost cazuri în care chiar au fost vindecați de tot felul de, pot să spun, ciudățenii. Pentru că știm foarte bine că India este o luptă spirituală masivă și oamenii sunt posedați de tot felul de duhuri. Dar Dumnezeu lucrează și eliberează, vindecă, mântuiește și dăm slavă Domnului pentru asta. Deci erau taberele medicale acestea în care mergeam din timp în timp, plus lucrarea cu copilașii musulmani, unde am început împreună cu echipa o grădiniță, nu în mod oficial. Ei acolo lucram printre copiii, să le spunem, gunoierilor, cei mai simpli, cei mai umili, dar Dumnezeu lucra chiar și în inima lor, chiar dacă dintr-o anumită perspectivă nu erau deschiși Domnului Iisus, dar erau deschiși totul dragostei pe care noi le-o arătam. Și am început această grădiniță, mergeam acolo cu, bineînțeles, învățându-i engleză, lucruri de bază, igienă, și apoi dându-le ceva să mănânce. Aveam sărbători de Crăciun, le spuneam, bineînțeles, despre Domnul Iisus. Cred că, nu știu, poate că nu era zi în care să nu audă ceva despre Domnul Iisus. Învățam să se roage și, bineînțeles, pentru că era grădiniță, trebuiau să și învețe un pic mai mult. Ne-am bucurat că părinților, până la urmă, ei nici nu înțelegeau că trebuie să-și trimeată copilașii la școală în fiecare zi. Adică era un lucru ok, dacă vrem să ne ducem, bine, dacă nu, nu. Dar într-un târziu au înțeles și asta a fost un pas. Nu știu dacă s-au întors cineva acolo la Domnul, am auzit mai târziu, dar nu pot să depun mărturie în direcția asta, ci doar noi ne gândim că am pus o sămânță, că Domnul a lucrat și că ei își vor aminti, ok, creștinii, da, ei ne iubesc, uite, ne spuneau despre Domnul Iisus și sămânța pusă niciodată nu va muri, ci va crește pentru slava Domnului, va da roadă. Credem lucrul ăsta. Și apoi am mai avut tot așa cu alți copii dintr-o comunitate de hinduși, lucrare. Și la fel am depus efort și cu ei, ne-am rugat pentru ei, am făcut uneori excursii, dacă mi-amintesc bine, ieșiri așa. Și dăm slavă Domnului pentru toate ce a fost. Asta a fost cam lucrarea în care Dumnezeu m-a implicat înainte să mă căsătoresc.
Slavă Domnului! Ai făcut o lucrare foarte complexă cu copii din familii nu sărace, extrem de sărace, atât din grupări de oameni hinduși, cât și musulmani, și mulți copii, cât și părinților, prin ei au auzit Evanghelia Domnului nostru Iisus prin lucrarea pe care ai făcut-o. Da. Slavă Domnului și Domnul să
Amin.
lucreze în continuare prin sămânța care a fost plantată acolo,
Amin.
pentru ca tot mai mulți dintre ei să-L cunoască pe Dumnezeu și să se întoarcă la El. I would like now to go to Uday. Uday, please tell us, how was your life in India before you met the Lord?
Well, it's a very good question. Most of the people, they used to ask me this question, especially in India, how I was before come to Christ in India. If I go back a little bit and remember, I was Hindu, a typical Hindu, and I grew up in a Hindu family. And my family, they used to do idol worship, and in my home there was a big idol temple. And actually, this is our kind of a religious culture. Like in most of our people, like they in the morning they wake up and they take a bath and they will go to temple and they will worship like that. So I came from this kinds of background, so that obviously I have to follow according to my parents what they did, what they are doing, so that I grow up in this environment. But even though for me it was very difficult to this all kinds of thing which was not meaningful for me. But I was scared with my family also, because sometimes they used to force me to do this kinds of thing like idol worshipping, taking care of the temples, house, and so many things. But the thing is, like, I was sick, and the sickness was in my right ear. There was a kind of a gland, a small gland. It's a kind of a goiter. It's a kind of a goiter gland, and it was very painful, and it used to give me a lot of pain, and sometimes anxiety, and sometimes like depression, and sometimes I used to forget, and this thing I was facing in my life. And yes, I went to doctor, and doctor doctor treatment and all, and even doctor told me your ear has is very much affected. You have to go to city hospital for the good treatment and all. And my family, they knew about that, like how I'm suffering for this thing, for these sicknesses and all. And there was no hope in me, like I will die very soon, because this is very painful. It was very painful. It was unbearable painful in my ear. And one time I decided, okay, I'll go to city hospital for the treatment and all. And I came to Bangalore with one of my neighboring brother. And I went to city hospital, and I started to treat my sickness and all. And the doctor, he found out, he told me, like, you have a very worse ear, and it is very dangerous, and it's about to be cancer. And he asked me, he told me, like, your symptom can see like to become a cancer, And I was really scared, and the doctor told me, you have to go through the operation. And at that time I could not hear properly, and then I said, if I do operation my ear, then I'm able to listen well and all. And he said, I can't say, because your ear net is completely like damaged, and it has to be changed, but I cannot say you will listen properly or not. And I was so scared, and maybe I lose my hearing and all. And I was asking in my heart, there's no, maybe there are someone, gods, who can heal me, who can give me the good health, who can set me free from these kinds of bondages and all. But before that, I didn't know about Jesus and his what he can do for us, But I heard about Jesus from some Christian brother, but I didn't really believe in my heart because I have no experience about that. Usually in India, people they say like to be a Christian is like we are accepting foreign god, and usually our people they hate foreign god. And if I change my religion and if I start to follow Jesus, then my family they say like this because you are selling our religion. Uh, we have a good religion, and instead taking care of our religion, then you are going to another religion that is not good. And so many like what to say, criticizing, so many hindrance, so many so many things come in our life if I change the religion. But even my family, my people, they were saying, but I didn't care about that. Actually, I don't know about God really, but inside my heart there was hope. There was a hope, and maybe there are someone God who can heal me really. And I was searching in my heart, but I didn't know about Jesus. And one brother, he told me, he was Christian, and he told me they were not so strong type, but even though they told me like if you believe God and God will heal you, God can does miracles and all something like that. But what is miracles? And I never heard about that. And one day the time was like my sickness was very, it was severely pain. And I I I thought maybe I really died. And that night, what I did, even the medicine were not working in my ear, and then I thought maybe it's better I will die. So that I brought one bottle of alcohol, and I drank that all without water. And I slept. It's like frantically I slept. I didn't know anything. And in the night, it was very much. I feel like a little bit, kind of sense, And then when I wake up, I was feeling lots of itching, and it was unbearable pain in my body, from all my body, and I could not sleep from that moment. And I was crying, and I was sleeping like that. And in the morning again, somehow I slept a little bit, and in the morning I wake up. I wake up very late. Usually I used to wake very fast, and that was 2005 August. Sunday. It was a Sunday. It was a 15 August Sunday. And that Christian brother, he told me, if you need prayer, if you really want to know about God, you don't have to go anywhere. You have to pray, and then if you want to see television in your home, there is one channel. It's about the prayer and all. Then you can watch also that one. And when I wake up, that time in the morning it was 7:30, and I was so tiring. My body was like a strengthless, and I would not like to eat. Even I'm hungry. And okay, then maybe I'll watch the television. Then okay, I opened the television, and I increased the volume. It was very big, which I was not hearing, but my whole family, they were hearing, and they were scolding me. You can't hear, why you are opening, why you are making sound very big and all. It is very disturb for us. And then okay, then I made like a soundless. I minus the sound, and then I started to I stay properly, and I mean, like, I knelt down and I started to pray. I don't know how to pray, how to repent. I didn't know anything about that. And I was, as I knelt down on my bed, then suddenly, like, I was calling Jesus. I was just saying, like, Jesus, if you are true God, please you heal me, then I'll give my life to you. I was saying, and that much I could say, but I was saying like that in my prayer. And suddenly my body was like shaking like this. And I felt maybe I'm sleepy. And I just rubbed my eyes. And then again I stood properly on my bed. And I was calling Jesus, if you are God, you really heal me, then I'll give my life to you. I was saying like that. And suddenly the power of God overwhelmed on me. And the power of God overwhelmed on me. And then I fell down from my bed on the floor frantically, and I was crying, and I was saying, God, please forgive me. I'm a big sinner. I sin against you. I was screaming like that. Please forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Till half an hour I was crying and I asking forgiveness to God. And and my whole family, they came and they said like, what happened to you? What happened to you? Last time he was talking about some Christianity and all. Maybe the evil ghost attacked him. Then they started to splash the water on me, and they were doing like that. But after half an hour, after finish my crying, then I wake up. When I wake up, I feel like I'm cotton, I was very light in my body. There was a big burden, there was a very big stress. Someone is like suppressing me. I was feeling like that. But when God touched me that day, that morning, I felt so light and so joyful, and I was so happy. And somehow I was telling to my family, and my hand reached here, the gland was lost. And I said, oh, here was a big gland and it's lost. And all my family, they surprised. They knew because it was gland and it lost, And they didn't say anything that time. They didn't say, oh, Jesus is true God. I said, Jesus is true God. I want to follow him. And from that morning, I went to market and I found some Christian book stall, and I bought a new Bible, and I came back and I started to read Bible, and reading and reading and reading. I fall in love with God when I started to read Bible, and I cried because I saw God loves and his kindness, his mercy, how he made the human being, what God wants us to do for him, When I was reading and reading and reading, I really, gone in that deep love of God. And I decided, okay, I want to be Christian. That time I started to go church, to finding the church, and I started to go church, and I was continue. I started to go church, and I was going and going and going. And I know when I became like a kind of, I was growing in my faith, and I really gave my life to God. From that moment, I don't know, suddenly my family, they started to persecute me. And they said, I was telling not to be Christian for him. We were thinking like you are just going to church, but not to be Christian. But you are really going and you really want to be Christian, then that is not a fear. So you can't stay with us because we are Hindu and you are Christian, or both Hindu and Christian, they cannot stay in a similar house. So our spirit is different. So it will be very disturbed for us, they were saying. And I did not obey them. And they started to, when I didn't obey them, then they started to stop the food for me. They always scolded me, like, you have to go away from home. For us, it's very disturbed, and we are worshiping our God, and you are worshiping Jesus, that foreign God. And they were saying so. And then, they were persecuting me, I don't know, God make me more strong, and I was praying and praying and praying. And it was very effective for them. And then they said like it was so much problems in my home, and I really wanted to go from home, but God didn't let me go, and somehow I stopped. Okay, then I said, I talked to one Christian brother in my church, and he told me, if really getting disturbed and your family they don't want you to stay at home, then you can join a Christian school. And I went to the DTS in a Kalimpong. DTS is a discipleship training school. And he told me that is very effective. That is YM. This is Youth to the Mission, and this school is all over the world. They create the discipleship and send in many different places for the preaching and all. So when I heard this, and I was really excited to join this school because I didn't want to stay at home, and I wanted to go out of home for the preaching and all, and I had to join the school. But what to do? I have no money and all, and I had when I started to follow the Jesus, my family stopped to didn't give money and didn't give food, and I became kind of a poor, like I had nothing. And then he used to pray, and sometimes the Christian family, they used to call me for food and all. Sometimes I used to eat other people. And God gave me other people to take care of me, when I had nothing. And I decided, okay, I have to pay the fees. Then what to do? I had a bike, Indian bike, and I sold that bike in a very cheap rate. And I went to school and I paid all my money, fees and all. And after that, I helped to other brothers also, those who could not, who were not able to pay the school fees and all. I paid for them also, like I helped them also. And then I finished my school after 6 months, and I felt like I'm more strong in faith and in my spirit. And I came back home after 6 months, and they were telling me, don't stay here, don't stay here. But I had a room in my home, my room was very separate, and I had a lock, and so I stayed there. And I said, and every day they used to scold me if I play the guitar, if I pray. Sometimes I used to go inside the toilet and pray. I don't feel any like a toilet, but I had to go inside to pray, for my family, because they are very much irritating when I was praying. And if I play the guitar, and they will say, it's very disturbing, it's very annoying, don't play the guitar and all. This kinds of persecuting I was suffering. And then they don't let come any Christian people in my home. If they come to meet me and they use our toilet and bathroom, my family, they were very angry, and they used to lock even the toilet also. They they persecute not only me but my friends also. And I told them I have this kinds of situation, and please try to understand. And they said, we know, we are old Christian, and we know in the beginning how people they persecute, and then we understand, we don't mind, and then it's okay. And after that, I was staying home, and I asked God, why you want me to stay here? I want to go outside. Please open the door for me, and so I can do something for my life. I can survive myself. But one day when my family really want me to go out, that time I packed the bag, and I just stood and I wanted to go out. Suddenly outside, it was daytime, but suddenly outside, I didn't see anything outside. It was kind of a black, I could not walk out. And I was so angry with God, and I asked God, why don't let me see anything? And it was just a day just before, but my eyes could not see anything. What is this, God? I was new. And God told me, you have to stay here. I don't know why God told me. And I was praying and praying. And one of my brother, he was a priest in our family. And he used to do idol worship 5 or 6 hours.
Hindu priest.
Hindu priest, yes.
Yeah.
He didn't wear the clothes.
Yeah.
He didn't wear the clothes. And he used to stay in, that the skin of the tiger, kind of not tiger, it's a skin of maybe this...
Maybe leopard?
Deer,
okay.
Yeah, it's in a deer skin. He used to sit there and without clothes, and he used to worship in front of idol god, and he was very much, sometimes he was kind of a mad, and sometimes he used to do very bad thing in the home, like a kind of an evil spirit and something like that. And I started to pray for and my family, they persecute more. And I told them, okay, you guys persecuting me a lot. Before, when I was sick, nobody cared me, nobody helped me. But when I knew God and God healed me, now I'm okay, I'm healthy, I can help you, I can support you, I can do everything for you, but you guys are persecuting me. If I'm supposed to drink, if I'm supposed to have alcohol, drugs, then you would be happy, yeah? Better to be good. I asked this question, and they didn't say anything, like, I don't know. And after that, okay, your persecution is too much. Today onwards, I'm going to take fast 40 days, and my brother will come my brother, priest brother, will become Christian. He will follow the Jesus. And my family, they became so angry. They said, no. How he can be Christian? He's a priest. He can't be Christian, And that they were saying like that. I really heard in my heart, and I started to pray to God, please, Lord, if my brother come to Christ, then I will not be single, there will be my brother in my family. Because why I ask God like this? Because when I was Christian, my family, they used to say like, in Christian people, they don't they don't burn in the wood when they die. They will bury it in the land. But when you die, they will burn you with the wood and all in the, they used to say like that.
Yeah, when someone dies in Hindu religion, they are not buried in the ground, but
they were not buried in the ground.
Their body is burned.
Yeah.
And so they said, who will bury you in the ground, as it is the custom in Christian religion, because there is no one in the family who is Christian.
So they told me like this: you are only the single Christian. If you die, we'll not bury you. Instead, that will take you in the graveyard and will take a fire for you. And I was so scared, no?
And you told them that you'll have a fast for 40 days.
No, I didn't tell them, because I don't wanted them to know what I'm doing, and then it was my secret.
But you just tell them that you pray that your brother will become Christian as well.
Because I scare in my, they really do. If I die, they really make me fire in the graveyard, and I don't want, because in the Bible, people, they will not burn, but it will burn it, and I really want to be buried if I die. And I started to pray for my brother, so he will be my friend, he will be my helpful person. And then I prayed and prayed and prayed, and that time when I was in fasting, I became very weak, because I drink only juice. I didn't eat food. Juice and water only, and I was taking fasting. I was, but in my body, I was weak, but in the spirit I was very strong. And my mother, but my mother used to tell me, why you are not eating food, and you are very weak, you will die, and only you are reading Bible. You go and work. And in the family, everybody, your brother, sister, they have job, they have money. And if you read Bible only, who will give you a job? And you will be very poor and nobody care you. And I told my mom, no mom, I got a true God. You have to believe also. And then I know I'm giving the time for true God, but one day he will make me rich. Than my family,
Yes.
And I told them like this by faith. And after that, I was praying and praying and praying, and suddenly in the disciple school, in the youth of the mission, I knew one brother. He was American, and I told him to come in my home to visit me, and he came in my home. But and he was speaking loudly and loudly. My family, they were very angry, and they were saying, tell him to speak slowly to Marcus. And I told Marcus to speak slowly and all, and usually he used to speak very loudly. And when we were talking, and my brother came, and my friend Marcus, he started to preach my brother, and I translate for him, and my brother, he understood, he's a priest, and he understood, and he said, I was thinking about Christianity. And then the American brother, do you want to accept Jesus right now? And he was a little bit annoying, and he said, but my friend said, Marcus, if you don't believe right now, you will not go heaven if you die tomorrow or today. Because if you want to know God, you must have to accept God, anytime. And my brother was suddenly, he was ready, okay, I will accept. And he knelt down, and my friend, he prayed, and I also prayed for him. And then he accepted Jesus,
Praise the Lord.
And he accepted Jesus, and we were very happy. It was night, it was 10 o'clock, something like in the night, in my room. And next morning, when my brother went to church, then after one of my sisters, she was very angry, and she poured out all her anger upon us. And she started to scold me. Okay, you became Christian, it's okay. But why did you make Christian to priest? Who will worship our temple? And
you had a temple in your house.
Yeah.
Right, and the priest had to take care of the temple in the house.
When priest, when there is no priest, then we have to do something like that. Usually, I used to pour the water in the stone. I did so many things, but now I forgot. I used to read the mantra also. Mantra, that it's
So-
kind of a reading, the Hindu books.
Someone
like,
had to take care of the fake gods.
Yeah. Fair. I have to do like that. But when my brother became Christian, then my sister, she did not speak for 5 years. And my other family also didn't. And that night, that day, it was huge, like a fighting. And they wanted, my family, they wanted me and my priest brother to go away from home, And my brother, he had a good job. He has job, and he earned money. But in a when he was priest, he could not save his money, and even he could not build his house, And I told my brother, now you give up your all idol God, and you started to follow Jesus. You keep trust, even people they watch, people they persecute you, and they say so many things. No matter, don't care about that. God will bless you if you follow. And suddenly, my brother, he got the grade in his job, like a kind of officer grade,
He was promoted.
Post. He got the higher post in his job,
at his job.
and his salary increased, and he started to save money. I told him to save money to build the house because we are not happy here in this house. They will persecute us, and and they don't let us stay. If we make our house, then we can shift. And we started to money, and we started to pray, and somehow we received money, and then he bought the land, one land where we are staying now. We bought the land in his name, and it was really God blessing. And then we took a challenges to build the house. We don't have enough money, but it's slowly we built, and finally we built a one room there. There was no light, no water, no toilet. I stay in that room with the candle and the stop with the kerosene,
Yes.
with the kerosene kind of oil, like with the stop
With
and
a lamp.
yes, that is also a gift from my friend, and from my family. Only one plate, one mug, and then one dish they gave me, and no food, no nothing. And it was a new building. I slept on the floor.
Oh.
I slept on the floor more than 5-6 months. I slept on the floor, and I got cold. It was very cold, and I was started coughing. I feel so lonely in that room. No, my family came to visit me. Even they didn't ask me how I am. It was very struggle time for me that time. But I was enjoying the Lord. I used to bring water down from my home, and coming up with the heavy jar. It was very difficult, and my neighbor also, they don't wanted to give me water. They were so rude. And but slowly, God lift me up, and I prayed, Lord, please, I want to have something because I don't have bed, and I don't have nothing. And one brother, and I was praying. One of my friend, a school friend, is from the another state, and I met him, and he was a little bit sighing because he was Christian. I didn't know, but I also became Christian. He didn't know. And he was, but when we were in school that time, we are a little bit like a different life, different lifestyles and something like that. And then he was very scared, and he told me like, friend, I became a Christian, don't mind. And I laughed, and I laughed. Oh, me also, I became a Christian. Oh, it's a great idea, It was a very God, and we started to share about Jesus and something like that. And he told me, what you are doing? And I told, like, I'm staying alone. I have nothing. And I really struggle. My family, they kicked out me. They don't want me to stay with them. And I'm struggling a lot. And somehow I'm doing ministry. Time to time I go for ministry. And how you are doing ministry? I go to the rich people and I collect the clothes. God told me to collect the old clothes and old shoes, and bring it to the poor people, And I used to collect and went to the field and giving to the food. And then my friend told me, okay, I'm giving 10 tithe to my church. but my church is not so strong. He told me, like, no, strong. They are very lazy and they don't want to do mission and all. Instead, that money I'll give to you and you do the mission. Oh, really? I said, oh, really? Okay, then I will pray for you, and then God will, increase your business and all. Okay, he had a business. He had a soap, in the main line, and he used to sell. And I started to pray for him, and he supported me monthly 2,000 that time in 2005, 6.
2005.
Yeah, 2006. Yeah, 2006. Okay. He started to give me 2,000 rupees for my survive, and then I was very happy, and whatever I need, like a cloth, he used to buy for me, for all my undergarments and the outer coats, everything he used to buy, even shoes for me.
How much is 2,000 rupees?
2,000 is like just a 150 rand.
150
rand.
Yeah,
150 rand. Wow. But that is for me. It was okay for the simple food in India. Like I don't have fruits. I could not buy chicken all the time, but I could eat vegetables and all. But I grow up the vegetables in the field, little in my field, and I used to bought rice and then oil and some spices and make very economically to survive. I used to eat 2 times in a day only, very hardly, and then I really prayed for him and God. And through him, I did mission I started mission. It was very helpful, and he used to give for the poor children also food. And I could see him. Suddenly, God blessed him in his business, and he grew up. And he bought a motorcycle and the car, and he built his house. What I was looking, he was very prospered. I don't know, and he was very happy. He said, "You see how God prospered me." When I started to give for the mission, and this kinds of experience I have, and it was really, and so after that I met Silvia,
Yeah. So you live in North Bengal, north of the West Bengal state, in Himalayan mountains.
Yeah, so, in West Bengal, in the northern part, northwest part is the Himalayan mountain, which is dominated by the Himalayas. It is very cold, and there are the plain also. And for my mission, it was not a particular where I have to go, but I used to go randomly, like wherever the poor people are there, because I was trying to know what is my calling,
Yes.
And I was asking God, and God used to tell me just go and preach, And as I was going and preaching to the people, and it was very good interact with me, with the people and all. I was talking, I was sharing gospel to them, and I was giving the old clothes and sometimes some biscuits and some juice for them. They were very happy. I used to go to sick people. I prayed, and God. And later I understood this is my calling. Evangelism is my calling.
Yeah.
And I knew that, and I told my friend also, God really called me for evangelism. Without sharing gospel, I cannot be stay peacefully,
Exactly.
If I share gospel, then I will be very blessed, I'll be very peaceful, even I am not eating, I used to tell them. And God really, worked through me. Many people, they come to know Christ through me, and that's a great thing. I knew that my calling is evangelist.
Praise the Lord. So even though you were in a wealthy family, in India standards, your family persecuted you, and in the end you had to leave your house. God helped you to build a small room with no heating, nothing, in the Himalayan mountains. It is very cold, as you said, so you had to sleep for many months on the floor, and you had no food, no money. And God helped you to meet another friend of yours who, without you knowing about him, he became also a Christian, and he wanted to help you in your ministry. So this is how you become an evangelist and became your ministry started.
I was already evangelizing, but as I met my friend, then my evangelism became more effective through his support.
Praise the Lord. How did you meet Silvia? How did you do it?
Yeah, wherever I started in the school, DTS, it's called DTS. There was I did my school before, and then when Silvia came in that school, that time I was a staff. Staff in that school. I was taking care and helping to their team and all. Most of the foreigners, American, like Germany people and the other countries people, they used to come there, and they asked me to host them. They asked me to take them for evangelism as a leader, and I used to bring them in the many different field time to time. And so that Silvia, she came as a student there, but in the beginning we had no good communication, just hi, just looking, yes. So Silvia came first year, and after the second year, she was very continuous in India every 1 year, and I was, even though we had no good communication, just to hi only, and then I was staying alone at home. When I got sick, nobody cared me. One day, I really don't wanted to get married actually, but I wanted to give whole my life to God. But one day when I was got fever, like it was a severe fever, like a cold fever, and I could not wake up from my bed, and even my family they didn't visit me, and I was very sick, and then that time I could not drink hot water. I wanted to drink hot water, but I could not, because, and at that time I realized staying single is not good. Single life is not good. I should marry, so there will be someone to take care of me, and I can take care of them also. Like I was, and I promised God I don't marry, and but one day God told me, like, if you really want to get married, you have to, take back your promise from the Lord. And I prayed to Lord, and I started, okay, Lord, I want to get married. I need a family because I'm lonely. And because of my loneliness, sometimes I was very sad, very, very sad. That time I asked to God, and God, and somehow one girl came in my life, not my girlfriend and all, but directly in India, directly, if somebody make our, make us knowing each other, then if they are agree, then we can get married, we can stay for the, get married and all. And the one brother, he told me to get married. He was a Christian, and he told me to get married with one girl and all. But before that, in the DTS, lots of American girls, they wanted to marry Indian boy. I saw them, but I was not interested to see their lifestyle and all, and I was not willing. But they from the DTS also people, they asked me to get married with them, but I was not willing. And one girl came, that American girl, she came, and I thought maybe I have to marry with her, and I keep the proposal, and she asked me, like, you have to wait sometime. And then I waited and was praying, and she told me, okay, Uday, whatever you asked me to about our marriage and all, like purpose something, and I think I can't adapt your culture. Your culture is very difficult for me. I'm really sorry for that. And it's okay. I was just asking because if God wants us to get married, then okay. Then after, okay, maybe foreigners is not for me. And usually I didn't like foreigners so much before because the culture is very different. Everything is different. And I started to pray for our community girl. One is girl, Anita, and we were about to get engagement. And in the first engagement, somehow her family, one of her family member died, and we could not have engagement. And I was waiting and waiting, and after 2-3 months again, we decided to make our engagement fast and all. But suddenly she stopped communication, and she could not, giving me answer. I was prepared for the engagement and all, but she didn't talk to me, and I was so sad, and I feel so sad because I told my church people, pastor, and everyone, I'm going to get married, so that I want to make engagement, and this girl and this, she will stay there and something. But suddenly, before go for engagement, suddenly this communication is stopped. Then I felt so sad, And my pastor, they were saying, and and I could not answer what happened to in my life. And that time I was very stressed, and I was praying to God, why, Lord, why that girl Anita, she was like she's doing like this, and I was very stressed and praying. And as I was praying, I went in a very deep way of praying with God, and God, when I finished my prayer, I was praying for Silvia. I was telling in my prayer, like, Silvia is going to be my wife. Lord, please help me to be gathered and something like that. I was praying like that. And when I wake up, when I open my eyes, and I feel like for whom I prayed, it's happened to me. And from that moment, God put in my mind, and then, and I started to pray for her. And I called her, and I told her, Silvia, this has happened, and this is like, and she didn't believe me, like, no, maybe you thought I'm a foreigner, and, something like this. She has so many disrupting question for me that time. She doesn't wanted to close with me, I don't know. And then I was thinking, it's okay, then what to do? She also denied me and something like. But God didn't let her go from my mind, and I told her, God told me like this, God told me. And finally she said, okay, let's pray what God will say. And then God also started to talk with you, and through the Bibles and all. And finally we decided, okay, we'll get married. And she really willing to get married in India. And she said, okay, I'm about to go. Okay, let's pray for where we will get married. I really want to get married in Kalimpong, she said. I said, no, I will. I really hears from God, and God will speak with me. Okay, let's pray. And she also prayed, I also prayed. And when I prayed, God told me, you're going to get married in Europe, in Romania. And then she said, oh, when I told her, she said, no, you want to come Europe, that's why you are saying like that. I said, Europe is not a heaven. I really hear God's, because whatever God wants me to, God wants to say, I will obey. And and suddenly she came to Romania, and after 1 month, because her visa was finished, and she came to Romania, and I thought maybe she will forget, but she called me, and she told me like, you can send your passport and one photo. And she started for the process for the visa and all, for the letters, invitation letters and all. And I don't know if she calls me and how to get married. I had no money. But before that, I was doing business, small business. God told me, I told God, Lord, you just give me small business so I can do for my own survive, and to help other also. Whatever business I started before I get married, that business was very much prosperous, even it was small, because God gave me lots of customer. I sold so many products. And with the money, I bought another bike, another bike also. And then I helped to the student, those who used to study in the discipleship school. I paid their school fees. Some brothers and sisters, I gave them clothes, food, They were so happy. I was doing like that, I don't like to save money, in my bank like that. I was not like that type. And I really would like to help people, for the Lord, for the Lord. And in that moment, Silvia sent me the invitation. I had no money and what to do, And suddenly, but I had a relationship with family, with my family. I used to visit, and suddenly my elder sister, who didn't talk with me 5 years, she spoke with me. And she said, when do you want to get married? And I said, I want to get married with foreigners. And so in our language, she said like, kamna dam foreigners, kole dincha paisa. It means like, you don't have job and anything, who will give money to get married with foreigners? And no, I said, I like one girl, and I was talking, and she's Silvia, and she came to our home also one day. And I want to get married. I know God will provide me. And another day, again, I visited home, and then she said me like, okay, if you go to Romania, how much your plane ticket? And she said, And I asked Silvia, it was almost 1,000 euro, yeah, coming and going. Yeah?
800.
Yeah, I said 1,000 euro. It 1,000 euro, how much in India? She gave me 70,000 rupees that time for the travel, for my ticket. Okay, I'll buy ticket for you.
So 70,000 rupees or
Rupees for the
about
ticket, coming and
1,000
it
euro.
was,
They were,
yeah, 1,000
they were
euro.
covering the entire ticket.
Yes. And she said, I'll pay for I'll buy your ticket for you and all the thing you have to manage. And then when she said like this, then I started to, collect the money. I told to the pastors and brothers and sisters, and I borrow some money from them for using. And I prayed to God, Lord, I need to do insurance. I need to travel to Delhi. I have to put the visa and everything, Lord. And I make a list, how much money will expend. And she sent me the invitation and said, you have to come to Delhi very fast because otherwise, by plane, otherwise you don't get the visa. It will take 2 weeks, something like that. But God spoke me, you're going to get visa in 5 days, And I had very limited money. I made the budget for train travel and everything, food limited, everything. And suddenly, God, within 2-3 days, from the customer, they asked me product to bring, and I hurriedly ran by the bike and I delivered the product to everyone. And from that money, I got money, which I got. It was the Delhi visa and hotel and everything like a travel. And I told, no, God told me God is gonna give me visa 5 days, within 5 days. And I'll come by train. I don't have a flight ticket for the domestic flight ticket. I don't have money for the domestic flight ticket. And
How long did the trip from Kalimpong, from your place to New Delhi took?
Sorry?
How long was the trip from your place, Kalimpong, to New Delhi?
It
With
is
the
quite
train?
long. From Romania to Germany by flight. It will take 2 hours from flight. And 2.5 hours from Kalimpong to Siliguri to Delhi, it will be the 2 hours by flight. But I didn't go by flight. I traveled from the train.
By
and
train,
the train,
how much
it will
time?
take 2 days to reach
2
Delhi.
days with the train.
Yeah, but somehow I reached and I applied the visa, and it was my first day. I had no experience, and then there was some mistake in the papers, like in invitation, and the counselor, they rejected my paper and all. And I didn't understand them well also, their English also, and it was very difficult. And I was crying, Lord, what is your desire? You don't want me to go to Romania? And I was praying like that. And in New Delhi, there was one India gate. I was crying and I was crying all the day. And God told me, when I was denying for visa, God told me, you tell Silvia to write email in her language, and I gave her idea. Silvia, you write one email in your own language and for me in your own language, and you forward me. And she said, how to write? I have no idea. Then she asked the friend, you just write, I'm your friend, so you are inviting me, and whatever cost and whatever the expenses you are going to bear for me and your proper address. And she wrote like that. Again, I checked, she made a mistake, my name. Again, I told, you made a mistake, my name is spelling. You have to write correctly. And she wrote me correctly, and I went for the visa. And they accepted my passport and all the papers and all that.
So God worked through your sister who didn't speak with you for 5 or 6 years.
Who wanted to chase me away from home.
Who chased you away from home.
Yeah.
And she just gave you 1,000 euros who covered the ticket.
Yes, it's for the
to
travel
come
ticket.
to Romania to get
Yes.
married. Praise the Lord.
Then her, mine also, everything changed when I bore every persecution from them. Maybe they thought they did so many bad things with me. Even I did not do anything. I prayed for them, and maybe God changed their heart.
Praise the
God's
Lord.
miracle is the way you
That was
got the
the
visa
miracles.
also.
Yeah.
For me also, God took care of my
Yeah.
of my dress, wedding dress, and so
Yeah.
many things, so many details God took care in a
Yeah.
very wonderful way.
And my experience, like when I went to wait for visa in Delhi, then when I have to collect the passport, actually I went in 5 days after applying the visa and all, and the embassy gate was locked, and I was late in my time because of the traffic and all. And I called from the gate to embassy inside counselor, and counselor told me, "What's the time now?" I said, "It is 12 minutes, sir." And 12 o'clock, 12 and 4, or not 4, 5,
12,
4
minutes,
yes.
yes.
And they said, "You are 4 minutes late. Go, come tomorrow." Oh, and then they just stopped the communication. I was so like I already bought the air ticket for Romania because my flight was next morning. 4th, I had to receive the passport, and 5th, I had a flight for Romania. And I called to Silvia. "Silvia, you just cancel my ticket because I didn't get the visa." And she was so desperate and said, "Maybe God just He doesn't have plan for us to get married and something like that, And because when I heard, I was so desperate. But I did not went away from the embassy. I just stayed far away, and I was praying, "Lord, you are true God, and you told me I'm gonna get visa within 5 days. But you are aware I'm getting visa within 5 days. How I can go Romania tomorrow, and all the money lost. You're not like that. Lord, you please help me, help me, help me." I was praying. After 15 minutes, as I was there, and suddenly the embassy gate opened. And I went in front of the gate, and that counselor told me, "I told you to come tomorrow." I said, "No, sir, tomorrow I have flight for Romania." "Are you sure?" "Yes, I'm sure I have flight for tomorrow." And "Do you have your ticket?" And "Yes, I have your ticket." "Okay, come inside." Then he opened the gate for me, and then I was so like a hassle, and then my all file fall down into the floor. And I was collecting, and the ticket lost somewhere, and it was under the sofa, and I picked it up, and thank God, at least I have one piece of ticket I brought, and I showed. I was shivering like that, and then he just looking the passport, and he gave me, and I could not open, and then I came out. When I opened the passport, I saw there was 2 months visa for Romania. I was so happy, and I knelt down in front of the road, and I was screaming, "Oh Lord, thank you so much. You're so wonderful." I was so joyful, And I called Silvia, "Oh Silvia, don't cancel my ticket because I got the visa." "Are you joking me? Are you kidding me?" She started to say like that.
Believe.
Yes, she could not believe. "You're
Praise the
lying
Lord.
me, "No, I'm not lying." She told me, "Okay,
Yes.
tell me how long you got the visa." I said 61 days, and I showed her everything, and I was so happy. But
Praise
I was
the
so weak in Delhi because I could not eat properly, and I didn't find the good food on the street, and in the hotel it was very expensive.
Praise the
Because
Lord.
I was according to
Amen.
the budget.
And now you have 3 beautiful kids, 2 daughters, 1 son, and you are a happy family. God bless you.
Amen.
And you do great ministry. Ne întoarcem acum la Silvia. Silvia, Domnul a lucrat într-un mod minunat în viața ta. Te-a ajutat cu mâna lui puternică să depășești foarte multe probleme, foarte multe încercări pe care le-ai avut în lucrarea din India. Aș vrea, dacă poți, să ne spui câteva din încercările prin care ai trecut.
Da. Aș putea să împărtășesc un pic. Cred că momentele mele, poate cele mai grele, au fost după ce ne-am căsătorit, nu înainte. Nu știu dacă pot să spun că înainte a fost foarte greu. Și la ce mă refer? În primul an al căsătoriei noastre am avut, pe lângă faptul că a fost un an foarte greu, am pierdut o fetiță pe fetița noastră, Sara, și asta a fost o mare suferință în sufletul nostru pentru amândoi. Și asta a însemnat lacrimi, a însemnat rugăciuni, a însemnat pocăință, pentru că Dumnezeu nu îngăduie o pierdere degeaba și eu cred că Domnul este bun și chiar dacă am suferit foarte mult, am ajuns să-i mulțumesc Domnului, pentru că am înțeles anumite motive pentru care Dumnezeu a îngăduit lucrul acesta și am ajuns să-i mulțumesc. Pot să spun că l-am întâlnit pe Domnul Iisus mult mai aproape în momentele acelea. Mi-amintesc că eram în sufragerie, am îngenunchiat, am plâns înaintea Domnului și am deschis cuvântul și era acolo, Domnul mi-a dat, Iisus plângea și Domnul, prin Duhul Său cel Sfânt, mi-a interpretat: "Eu sunt alături de tine, eu plâng cu tine." Nu mi-a venit să cred așa. Și efectiv, nu știu, nu am mai avut, cred că aceea a fost singura dată când l-am văzut pe Domnul Iisus, parcă am venit și m-am îmbrățișat vă spun sincer, așa, parcă la modul fizic aproape am înțeles că Domnul Iisus este alături de mine și că e în suferința mea. Și mai mult de atât, Domnul chiar mi-a promis că îmi va da copilaj și copiii tăi, cum spune acolo în psalm, vor sta în jurul mesei tale ca niște lăstare de măslin. Și dau slavă Domnului că El cu adevărat și-a ținut promisiunea. Au fost momente și de necredință, dar Domnul mi-a promis încă o dată, dacă eu ți-am promis, mi-a spus din cuvântul Său, Domnul, oare Domnul ce-a spus nu va face? Și am spus, da, Doamne, iartă-mă, cred ce spui. Și am mulțumit Lui și am continuat să cred că îmi va da copii, chiar dacă a durat un pic o perioadă până să primim pe Abigail, pe o fetiță deosebită prin care știu că Dumnezeu va lucra și Domnul dă multe confirmări că e chemată pentru lucrarea Lui. Ne-a dat-o și pe Sofie, care este o ființă puternică, dar în același timp Domnul mi-a spus, am văzut că ea va avea un dar special de înțelepciune. Și apoi, așa cum Domnul este deosebit și pentru fiecare are chemarea Lui, așa am înțeles eu pentru Joshua, cel mai mic, că Domnul va face păstor. Și indiferent ce va fi, știu că Domnul mi-a promis un lucru, mai mult decât chemarea lor în viață, faptul că toți vor fi copiii Domnului, că vor fi pecetuiți și umpluți cu Duhul Sfânt și asta e cea mai mare bucurie pe care poți să o ai ca și părinte, ca și copil al lui Dumnezeu.
Amin.
Da, și amin, slavă Domnului. Pot să spun că n-a fost singura experiență, așa, din punct de vedere fizic, ca și suferință, dar mulțumesc Domnului. Cu Joshua, ultimul nostru fiu, da, a fost foarte greu la naștere. Este mult de spus. Ce aș putea să împărtășesc este că șansele la viață mi s-au micșorat foarte tare, a fost o hemoragie foarte mare.
Doctorii chiar nu-ți dădeau șanse să supraviețuiești.
Ok, da, e o poveste mult mai lungă și un pic sună ciudat. Deja Joshua era născut și el era într-un spital pentru că nici lui nu i s-au dat prea multe. A venit doctora la mine și m-a certat, nu știu, mi-a spus așa că nu știu ce are și m-am simțit și în fiecare secundă stăteam chircită și stresată că o să vină orice doctor, fiecare acum vine și tresăream și spuneam, acum vine și îmi spune că s-a întâmplat ceva. Acum vine și îmi spune că... Eram pur și simplu foarte stresată, foarte împovărată și plângeam. Dar chiar și acolo să știți că mai era un copil al lui Dumnezeu, o soră medicală, era asistentă medicală, și am auzit-o împărtășind Evanghelia unei alte paciente. Și atunci, la un moment dat, m-am alăturat și eu acestei surori și am dat slavă Domnului. Chiar și în momentele alea am putut și eu să particip un pic cu ceva, chiar dacă n-am fost principala care a spus despre Domnul, dar am dat slavă Lui pentru asta. Și acea soră m-a încurajat și a spus, lasă că uite, o să mă rog, și chiar am simțit Duhul lui Dumnezeu lucrând. Apoi m-au luat de urgență, m-au dus la alt spital. Joshua a rămas în celălalt spital și de acolo m-au dus la terapie intensivă, trebuiau să-mi facă operație de urgență, dar slăvit să fie Domnul, datorită rugăciunilor fraților și a surorilor, nu a trebuit să-mi facă operație urgent. Asta ar fi fost mult mai periculos. Pentru că lucrurile mergeau bine în trupul meu, au ales să amâne operația. Ca să spun mai clar, placenta încă a rămas în trupul meu și trebuia scoasă, dar asta însemna o mare hemoragie, ceea ce trebuia așteptat un pic. Ca să scurtez un pic, am fost în spital și plângeam și am zis, Doamne, oamenii aceștia mă văd. Eu nu vreau să plâng pentru că sunt copilul tău, vreau să le arăt că tu ești nădejdea mea. Ei săraci încercau să mă încurajeze, las că o să fie bine, o să vezi, dar n-am făcut ce mai mult să-mi spună decât atâta, niște cuvinte de om normale care le spui la o situație grea. Și am spus, Doamne Iisuse, pentru slava Ta, Tu lucrează, eu nu vreau oamenii ăștia să mă vadă cu lacrimi în ochi, aș vrea să vadă că sunt copilul Tău și că am nădejde în Tine. Și trebuie să spun, să mai adaug un detaliu, în momentul când eram însărcinată, am fost la un moment de rugăciune cu o soră care era vas de lucru, cum se spune, și Domnul mi-a vorbit prin ea și mi-a spus, eu îți voi pune copilul viu în brațe. Și atunci, Doamne, am zis, n-am înțeles. Am zis, da, poate Domnul mi-a vorbit asta pentru că eu mă îngrijoram, aveam destule lupte așa și cerul încerca, bineînțeles, să-mi spună tot felul de lucruri în minte. Dar și am zis, ok, Domnul poate așa, în felul ăsta mă încurajează, dar de fapt cuvintele lui aveau să fie pentru Joshua, care era la terapie intensivă și mi-era atât de teamă și în orice moment se putea întâmpla orice. Eu, la un moment dat, nu mai știam nimica. Încercam să dau telefon, dar n-am reușit să dau de el sau cum să spun, să capăt informații despre el. Însă Domnul a lucrat minunat și din nou mi-a vorbit personal. Ce minunat e Domnul nostru și ce personal ne vorbește și cât de aproape este El. Și Domnul mi-a dat din textul acela cu Elisei, când l-a înviat pe băiatul acelei văduve. Și atunci, Domnul, exact cu aceleași cuvinte, am simțit ca și cum Dumnezeu îmi spune, ok, nu îmi spune, mi l-a interpretat prin Duhul Sfânt. Elisei i-a pus în brațe, așa, i l-a dat viu. Ca și cum am înțeles din nou aceeași confirmare pe care Dumnezeu mi-a vorbit-o prin acea soră. Personal am înțeles, Doamne, îți mulțumesc, efectiv, că Tu ești Dumnezeul meu și că îmi dai copilul acesta viu. Vreau să vă spun că din momentul acela, pacea s-a lăsat peste sufletul meu. O pace și o bucurie pe care nu poți să le explici, decât că e prezența Duhului Sfânt. Sunt cuvintele pline de viața lui Dumnezeu și adevărate. Și am vorbit cu Uday la telefon și i-am spus, Uday, nu știu, dar eu simt în inima mea că copilașul nostru este mai bine. Nu aveam absolut nicio informație, dar aveam informație de sus, care era mai adevărată decât orice doctor ar fi putut să-mi spună, pentru că Domnul Iisus e doctorul suprem. Și mi-a spus și el, să știi că și eu simt în inima mea așa. Apoi s-a dus cu o soră, între timp s-a dus cu o soră la spital ca să-l ajute un pic, pentru că el nu vorbește foarte bine românește, cu atât mai mult că sora noastră scumpă era și doctoră. N-a căpătat atunci informații, dar mai târziu a înțeles. Și chiar a primit un telefon și, într-adevăr, Joshua a spus că era mai bine. Începuse să respire, să dea semne că poate să respire singur, slăvit să fie Domnul. Și dăm slavă Lui, pentru că El e un Dumnezeu minunat. Și cu adevărat, Domnul mi l-a pus în brațe. Și mie mi-a dat viață și în același timp și Lui. Și dacă mai mi-a dat viață este încă faptul că nu și-a terminat planul cu mine aici și El să lucreze pentru slava Lui așa cum vrea în viața noastră.
Slavă lui Dumnezeu!
Amin.
Iată că, deși ați trecut printr-o încercare extrem de grea, doctorii nu vă dădeau șanse nici ție, nici lui Joshua.
Da.
Astăzi Dumnezeu v-a dăruit nu doar viață, dar și sănătate la amândoi.
Aleluia! Da,
Domnul să fie lăudat!
Da.
I would like to come back to Uday. You live together with Silvia and the kids, Silvia's mother, to India in 2 days. God bless you, and I hope that you'll have a good trip and that you'll get there safe with all your luggage. Please tell us about your ministry in India, how your ministry looks like, and what will you do starting with next week?
Yeah, probably we'll go to India next 2 days. Sunday we have a flight for India, and we reach till Delhi. We don't have a domestic ticket for our destination, but we are taking step by faith. The thing is like whatever I was doing ministry in India from before, like I was evangelizing the place called Duars, Kalimpong, especially wherever I go, like Sikkim, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, wherever I go, I'm doing evangelism, like evangelizing to the people, and my ministry is continuously. My ministry was evangelizing from the beginning, but Still, when I go back to India, I do continuously. But the thing, really missing my ministry place, because there are lots of my brothers and sisters in a Christ. Like especially there are lots of pastors and church leaders. They are not so good in finance, and they are working for the Lord even in the little money. And I really want to take care of them, because I know when we come to ministry, that time we had so many struggles, so many tests, so many things. And by the grace of God, like I have so many friends, supporters, and they are giving me money. But I don't want to let the money go without any, like in a filthy thing. I mean, like, but I want to support that money to the pastors and leaders, those who are working in the field. Even our field is very, very like a challenging field. Example, like wherever I work, it's totally dominated by tea garden, and there are a big forest. It's like north west from India to, like it was joined with Nepal, and this is very, very big forest. And in this forest, we can find all kinds of animals like a tiger, leopard, elephant, snakes, boar, and so it's so many things we find there. And it's not easy to do ministry there. But yeah, in tea garden, people, they are very, very poor. They are work for a month only for 4,000 rupees Indian. It means in Romania like a 250 RON, something like that. They would work for 1 month, and the working hour is 8 hours, 10 hours, and they don't have enough money to have food, and their house are very, very poor. They don't have clothes, they don't have like a good wearing also. But when I go to ministry with these people, I stay there with them. I don't mind. I stay with them, I eat with them, I give the company with them, because we all are human beings and we have to respect human beings. Either poor or rich, no matter what, but we all are God creation. We have to respect. We have to humble. And the thing is like, as in my ministry, sometimes I used to help poor people if they don't have house. Like in the beginning, I really took challenges to make a one lady. She was widow. She has three kids, and the husband was died, and she used to stay in a small hut. Like if the wind comes hardly, she could vanish with that house. But when I was in that, when I was in that field during my evangelism time and training time, God really put in my heart to build her house. But I didn't know how to build. But I really prayed inside the house, and I took challenges. Lord, I will build this house by faith. And we had some leftover money from the ministry, and then we bought the cement, and we started to build with the stone and some gravels and the sand. We mixed together. We started to build ourselves. Then as we were building, and I encouraged church people, and they started to give somebody. They gave me 2 bags cement. Some they gave sand, like that. And I wrote to the email to Kairos Agency and the churches, and they really inspired when I told about the widow house. They were really inspired, and they were sending money. And as they were sending money, and we started to build and build and build, and we completed their house. And after that, we did the opening, small opening, and we prayed, and we told all family to go enter. The children, they were really scared to stay in that house, because house was very nice. We can show you in the pictures also that they were just like touching the doors and the walls. They were really scared to sleep, and I pushed them to go inside and sleep. This house belongs to you, because it's not me. God bless you. And brothers and people, they really help you to build your house and all. From today onwards, this is your house. And and the other other neighbor people, they were very surprised, and they were very sad. How I'm able to make that house for these poor people who were very unworthy in a society, who were very discriminated, who were very much suppressed. But and when I built that widow's house, and all people, they were very much, they started to respect that lady, and from that moment they did not persecute her, they did not criticize her. It was not me, but God put in my heart, and from that moment I really took challenges to build the house, those who don't have house. And after that, what happened? And I asked God, God, I can make other house also. But one of our brother in our ministry, his name is Suraj Tamang. He was our first student, and till he's working with us as an evangelist. And I didn't notice he doesn't have good house. And I visited. I could see like his house it's okay. But one day God showed me like his house was about to vanish, like about to fall down. And I saw one big hood. That hood was beaten by the insect, and it is very weak, and it was about to fall. And God put in my heart to build his house. And I told Suraj, you are staying in this house. If the rain comes, if the heavy wind comes, and your house will be collapsed, and you all will die inside the house. And he told me, sir, what to do? We don't have money. My father, he cannot able to work, and mother is sick. But I'm the only one son, and my father told me to do mission. Don't work. You go give your effort to the Lord. And that word really inspired me. His parents, he has only one son, Suraj. Both parents has to dependable on his son. But instead that on his son, so son can earn money and take care of their parents. Like our culture is like we should take care of our parents. So that his father inspiration, he was old, and he said like go for mission. I will take care home. I'll bring the food. And this word is still in my ears. It's I really felt happy when I heard this one. Even his only one son giving for the Lord to work for the field, for the mission. And I said, I'm really inspired your father's word, and I really want to build your house no matter what. And I started to build his house also, and we successfully built, and they were very happy. And that the brother, he told me, sir, in my church, nobody invite us. Like if there are some marriage celebration, but nobody cares, nobody greet us because we are very poor. We don't have a house, we cannot give food to people. That's why we were discriminated. But when you build our house, then after so many people came in our home, and they say like your house is very nice, like that. People, they have this kinds of discrimination. See, but when I told him, when we give all our heart to God, and God will bless us.
Amen.
That's a great thing. I encourage him. And after
Praise
that, in our ministry, still I'm taking care of the leaders and pastors and childrens, and we have Sunday school teachers. We have the Sunday school students, more than 450 students, and we organize the train. Especially I organize the train for the Sunday school teachers, so I can make them equip and then provide the materials and all. We did last year, 2 years ago, there in India, and I provided all the Sunday school materials, and they are doing. And I asked them, I communicate them. They said, your way of the Sunday school, Sunday schooling, it is more effective, and it is very good, and we are very happy. And the pastors, and they all are giving the positive answer for me for what I did in India for the Sunday schools program and all. And they receive materials from me, and the children also, they are going and they are learning something. And for this ministry, we need some materials more. And another thing, we go to visit door-to-door evangelism, and we do the open ear, like sometimes we make a small program and call the people, especially we do in the night, in the evening, because the tea garden people, they were very tired all the day. They work in a very 40 degrees, under the 40 degrees heat, like they work and they are very tired. But when we do gospel in the evening, they will come, they listen, and many of them, they receive Jesus. In this pandemic time, with the help of the Kairos and the brethren churches, we are able to distribute more than 1,000 family food, you know. It is very effective for us. With these kinds of ministry, people, they come to know God, and that is great thing for us. And for me, it's no problem. When I go to India, I just take 2-3 days rest, and then I will start my ministry. I go to field, and one of pastor, he was calling me. He was saying me, one of my sons, he has one another baby. God gave him another baby. Please come with the message for the dedication. So how we can dedicate our child to God. And so all non-believers I have invited non-believers, so they can know how we dedicate our child to God. And he told me to prepare the message. If I'm able to go fast in after 2 days, then on 10th the ceremony will go on. Then I have to be there with the message. And I really take challenge in this both celebration. So I'm able to share the gospel to the people where there are very few Christians.
Praise the Lord.
This is a big challenges, and this is my ministry. I want to do that, and in this way I can do so many things, because ministries already existed there. So that I want to update this ministry continuously.
Praise the Lord. So I know that you stay, as I said previously, in the north part of West Bengal, in the Himalaya mountains, where it's very cold usually. And what is special about this area is that it's very close to other countries who are close to the evangelists, who are close to the gospel. So not only that the north part of India is a part of India who needs very much evangelism, but it's also close to other countries who are maybe completely close to the gospel, like Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh. And I know that you are doing ministry with refugees from these countries. Can you tell us more about your ministry with
wherever I'm doing ministry, the place called is Duvers, which is in the West Bengal, northwest side, and that place is like dominated by surrounded by bordering country like Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, this kind of countries. It is surrounded. And for me, it's really challenges, not only in the doers, not only in India, but I go to Nepal also, I go to Bhutan also, I go to Bangladesh also. And the last year we had I organized a discipleship training with the 23 students from the Nepal, Bhutan, and near the Bangladesh border also, and the Kalimpong. From India also, some students and pastors, elders, leaders, they come to train in our school. So that in this opportunity, we took them in the outreach, and we covered Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan. Sorry, not Nepal that time. Bangladesh and Bhutan. And in Bhutan, there is a refugee camp. And they all people like Bangladeshi people. They immigrant from Bangladesh to Nepal through the borders, and they don't have documents, and they could not go back. And the Indian government, they put in some kinds of restriction area. They have very small house. They don't have a good toilet, no light, no
like
good
refugee
house.
Camps.
Yeah, it's a camp. It's like a detention camp. So that they are Bangladeshi people. They are staying in this way of lifestyle, and they do very hard work. And we went to there, and we did evangelism, gospel there. And I know one of a brother. His name is Pranis. Pranis, he stay in that area, and with the help of Pranis, when I took a student for the outreach. I communicate with Pranis, and Pranis, he asks us to come in his house. We hold there, and with the help of Pranis' guidance, we able to reach Bangladesh border, and we made lots of Bangladeshi people. We shared the gospel. We did our drama skit and everything, and especially we went to Bangladeshi in a detention camp to share the gospel with the Bangladeshi people who they were immigrant from the Bangladesh to India, and their lifestyle is very worse and very difficult. They don't have education, they don't have money, they don't have a house, and but as we are Christian, as we are the children of God, all human beings are same, and God loves everyone, either Bangladesh, India, Nepal, no matter what. We have to respect and we have to help them. Whatever we can do, we do. Yeah, this is our big challenges for us.
God bless you, and may God give you power and strength in your ministry. How can Romanian brothers and sisters help your ministry in India? How can Romanian brothers and sisters help you in your ministry in India to share gospel in Himalayan jungle as well as neighboring countries?
Yeah, in our area, like wherever we are doing ministry, this is I told you about our place. Like it is surrounded by big forest also, and there are sometimes elephants, tigers, leopard. These kinds of animals appears. And usually elephants a lot, because elephants goes to villages and they kill people sometime. And the tea garden people, they don't sleep properly in the night, because elephant comes destroy. They will take elephant eats their foods, whatever they find. They are very hungry. They don't find any food in the forest, so they come to village and they do this kinds of like what to say. Rubbish thing, like rubbish thing in the village, and if somebody appears like a human being, either dogs or whatever, the elephants kill immediately. And that cases happen very rare in the Duars area. Usually we don't have to go in the night. We don't see the elephant. It is the skins are very similar, like dark. And I heard leopard also kill children. Sometimes leopard comes comes in the tea garden. Many people, they fought with the leopard, and the special tea garden people, they are very bored and they fight with them. Sometimes leopard lose the fighting and it run away. And sometimes if a leopard finds children like 5 years, 6 years, they will kill the children, and that is very danger. It is also very challenges, and lot of snakes and big bow. It's not easy to do ministry in that area, because we have to face this kinds of wild animals.
So
and
how
me
can
also,
Romanian brothers and sisters help with this ministry from here, from Romania or from other countries where
me also, I faced this kinds of problem before, so that when the Romanian wants to help in our ministry, kind of financially or maybe physically, if you want to come to India, and you have to face these kinds of challenges. It is not easy, but I know but I really want Romanian to come and visit our place, so they can see by their naked eyes, like how we are doing ministry, and what are the challenges there, how we can do, how we are staying there. This is very, and in this way you can help. Like if you are not able to come India physically and helping in the mission, then you can pray to God. If you are able to support by financially, that would be great for us. Then we can reach out to the people, more and more people.
Thank you. Am vorbit cu Silvia și Uday, misionari ai agenției Kairos în India, și mulțumim pentru că ne-ați împărtășit modul minunat în care Dumnezeu a lucrat în viața voastră și modul în care faceți lucrare astăzi pentru a răspândi Evanghelia în nordul Indiei și în țările din jurul acestui stat West Bengal. Dumnezeu să vă binecuvinteze, ne rugăm pentru voi și vă dorim să aveți o călătorie cât mai plăcută în India și Dumnezeu să vă călăuzească, să vă dea putere fizică și spirituală pentru a răspândi Evanghelia sa. Thank you, Uday, thank you, Silvia.
Și noi mulțumim și slavă Domnului pentru asta.